Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about EEG, which is electroencephalogram or electroencephalography. So before starting, let's just talk about the different ways of studying the brain. So majorly there are different ways of studying a brain, and mainly it has been categorized in two parts. First, that is a structural side, and the second is a functional side. So if we are talking about the structural side, so that is a CAT scan in structural side, which is also called CT scan, CAT scan, which stands for the computerized axial tomography. And this method uses X-rays in order to create an image of the brain. It is useful to see if someone has a tumor or there is an abnormal bleeding or swelling in the brain. But it can't tell us about anything, that what areas of brain are active at given time. Then another way to look inside of the skull and look at the brain structure is MRI, which is also called magnetic resonance imaging. Generally આપણે આ વર્ડ યુઝ મતલબ સાંભળ્યો હોય યુઝ થતા MRI, રાઈટ. So આની અંદર એવું હોય, instead of using the X-ray like a CAT scan, this method uses radio waves. So a person's head is placed within the machine, and it is exposed to the strong magnetic field. This magnetic field causes the atoms in the brain to line up and to align in a certain direction. And after this is set up a radio wave, it is added to that magnetic field, which disrupts the orientation of the atoms. And as the atoms move back to line with that original magnetic field, they emit a signal. And most importantly, different types of atoms emit different signals, and this allows for the creation of a detailed picture of the brain. Much more detailed than you would see with a CAT scan. But much like a CAT scan, while the MRI can give us a detailed image of the structure of the brain, it also doesn't tell us anything about the brain function. It can't tell us anything about what the brain is actually doing. So જો MRI છે એની અંદર આપણે મોસ્ટલી મૂવીઝની અંદર જોયેલું હોય કે એક રૂમ હોય, there is a big machine in that and person is lying down, અને એ મશીનની અંદર જાય, and then this procedure is being conducted. So that is MRI. It is just for your knowledge. સો આપણે જ્યારે વાત કરી કે જે MRI અને CAT scan છે એ only takes the structural image of the brain. તો what about the functional image? And એની માટે પણ different methodologies use થતી હોય. For example, if you are talking about the EEG, જે આપણે આજનો ટોપિક છે, electroencephalogram, so that is the one method. EEG is used to measure the electrical activity that is generated by the neurons in the brain, and this is done by placing the electrode on someone's scalp at predetermined positions, usually by using cap with electrodes that are filled with a conductive gel. And unlike single cell recording, these electrodes are not invasive and they don't have needles or anything. They are just placed right on the scalp. So there isn't any need to prick anything or open the skull or anything. You should have to just place the cap which is having electrodes. And unlike but because they are external to brain and because they are external to the cells, they can't really tell us anything about the activity of individual neurons or even the group of neurons. Instead, they look at the sum total electrical fields they are generated from the brain. And unlike structural methods like CT scan or MRIs, we don't get a picture of a brain from EEG. Instead, we get waves or wavy lines. જ્યારે આપણે EEG જોઈશું ત્યારે એના waves વિશે we'll talk about in detail. આ વેવ્સ છે એનો મતલબ એમ થાય કે like if somebody doesn't know about those waves તો એને ખબર નથી પડતી of course, but a person who knows about that or who knows how to read them, so he or she can actually tell about that. So for example, these waves can tell us whether or not person is awake or asleep, or they can identify if a person is having a seizure, જેને આપણે ખેંચ કહીએ છીએ, વાયાવળી કહેતા હોઈએ, એની અંદર એ આવ્યું છે કે નહીં, by seeing the waves or wavy lines of the EEG. And even they can tell us if a person is engaged in the certain kind of cognitive task. And this was about the EEG in brief. And if we are talking about another type of the functional recording of brain, then there is another method which is called MEG, which stands for magnetoencephalography, MEG. MEG records the magnetic fields that are produced by the electrical currents in the brain, and this technique has a better resolution than EEG, but it is rarely done because it requires a large machine and a spatial shielding of the room. So જે structural અને functional method વિશે આપણે વાત કરી, then of course we'll have the question, what if we combine both the methods for the better result? Well, of course it can be done, and it is called fMRI. fMRI stands for Functional Magnetic Resonance Imaging. And in this method we have same structural image as MRI, and we can also look at which of these structures are active, or which part of brain is active, but we are not going deep into that. So we'll come back to our main topic, which is EEG. Again, any definition on what is EEG or full form of EEG is being asked in exams in 2 marks only. But you guys are a medical student now, so generally you should have some idea about the basic things of EEG. That's why we are going to learn some important things about that. So, introduction. Electroencephalography is the study of electrical activities of the brain. Electroencephalogram is the graphical recording of electrical activities of the brain. Electrical activity of the brain is complicated when compared to that of a single nerve fiber or neurons. It is due to the involvement of the large number of neurons and synapses. German psychiatrist Hans Berger was the first one to analyze the EEG waves systematically, and hence the EEG waves are referred as Berger waves or Berger waves. Significance of the EEG. Electroencephalogram is useful in the diagnosis of neurological disorders and sleep disorders. EEG pattern is altered in the following neurological conditions or disorders. First is epilepsy, which occurs due to the excessive discharge of impulses from the cerebral cortex. Epilepsy ને આપણે જે ખેંચ આવી કે વાય આવી જે કહીએ એને કહી શકાય. Disorders of midbrain affecting ascending reticular activating system, and subdural hematoma, during which there is collection of blood in subdural space over the cerebral cortex. Method of recording the EEG. Electroencephalograph is the instrument used to record the EEG. The electrodes, called scalp electrodes from the instrument, are placed over unopened skull. Electrodes are of 2 types, unipolar and bipolar. While using bipolar electrodes, both the terminals are placed in different parts of the brain. When unipolar electrodes are used, the active electrode is placed over cortex and the indifferent electrode is kept on some part of the body away from the cortex. So this is a figure so you can understand how this looks like. So these are the electrodes. This is basically a cap which is being placed on the scalp of a person, and this is the EEG reading or recording, and we can see the waves here. Now we'll talk about the waves of EEG. Electrical activity recorded by EEG may have synchronized or desynchronized waves. Synchronized waves are the regular and invariant waves, whereas desynchronized waves are irregular and variants in normal persons. So EEG has three frequency bands. First is alpha rhythm, then beta rhythm, and delta rhythm. In addition to these three types of waves, EEG in children shows theta waves also. Now I'll talk about the alpha rhythm or alpha waves. Alpha rhythm consists of rhythmical waves which appear at a frequency of 8 to 12 waves per second with the amplitude of 50 microwatts. Alpha waves are synchronized waves. Alpha rhythm is obtained in inattentive brain or mind, as in drowsiness, light sleep, or narcosis with closed eyes. It is abolished by visual stimuli or any other type of stimuli or by mental effort. So it is diminished when eyes are opened. Waves of alpha rhythm are most marked in parieto-occipital area. Sometimes these waves appear in other areas too. Alpha block. Alpha block is the replacement of synchronized alpha waves in EEG by desynchronized and low voltage waves when the eyes are opened. The desynchronized waves do not have specific frequency. It occurs due to any form of sensory stimulation or mental concentration, such as solving arithmetic problems. Desynchronization is the common term used for replacement of regular alpha waves with irregular low voltage waves. It is due to the loss of synchronized activity in neural elements that are responsible for regular wave pattern. Then there is a beta wave or beta rhythm. Beta rhythm includes high frequency waves of 50 to 60 per second, but the amplitude is low. For example, it's 5 to 10 microwatts. Beta waves are desynchronized waves. Beta rhythm is recorded during mental activity or mental tension or arousal state. It is not affected by opening the eyes. During higher mental activity or peak performance state like conscious activity, problem solving, and fear, very high frequency waves of 30 to 100 per second appear. Some controversy exists in naming such waves. Often very high frequency waves are called the gamma rhythm also. However, many scientists consider these waves as a beta rhythm only. Then there is a delta rhythm or delta waves. Delta rhythm includes waves with low frequency and high amplitude. These waves have the frequency of 1 to 5 per second with the amplitude of 20 to 200 microwatt. It is common in early childhood during the waking hours. In adults, it appears mostly during the deep sleep. Presence of delta waves in adults during conditions other than sleep indicates a pathological process in brain like tumor, epilepsy, increased intracranial pressure, and mental deficiency or depression. These waves are not affected by opening the eyes. Then there is a theta waves or theta rhythm. Theta waves are obtained generally in the children below 5 years of age, and these waves are of low frequency and low voltage waves. Frequency of theta waves is 4 to 8 per second and the amplitude is about 10 microwatts. So in this figure we can see the picture how these waves look like. So first there is a alpha wave. So you can see how it looks like when eyes are open and when eyes are closed. And there is also a alpha block which we have talked about. Then there is a beta wave. See how it looks like. then theta waves and delta waves. So you do not have to learn all these things how to read that, but of course you should have to have some ideas about how these waves look like and what EEG is all about. So again, we are not going deep into this, but of course you should have to know the full form of EEG and what EEG is, because it's being asked in only 2 marks, right? So yeah, this was it, and let me know if you are having any query about this.